Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
To our new passengers, aloha and welcome aboard.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining us again. You've joined the Gateway to the Magic, ResortLoop.com. I'm Tim Scott.
And I'm Bob Collar.
And we have a very exciting show today, Bob, don't we?
Show number 28. Is there any significance to 28?
Maybe in the UK.
We can always hope. I don't know if there's any significance. I was searching for significance to 28, but there's really no significance. A lot of people probably get married at 28. I don't know. What do you think?
That could be. And
maybe
there's some significance because I need to announce it here, Bob, now that I think of it.
All righty.
Australia. We hit.
What?
We've had some downloads from Australia.
Can I just say, crikey?
You bloke.
I had to say it. Crikey. That is awesome.
So let's welcome the country/continent of Australia to the podcast.
Australia. Woo!
Representing Down Under. I've got a big jar of Vegemite here. I'm ready to go.
Well, don't let it get out because it could be dangerous.
Oh.
That is outstanding. Yeah, we're not quite sure how that happened. I know we had a couple of our listeners that were trying to get us into Australia. So if
they were lobbying for us,
yeah, if you had something to do with that, thanks so much. That is so cool.
Made my week.
We are so very excited about all the different places that the show is heard, and just as you know, Tim, the love that we've received from our listeners is it's overwhelming to us.
It's excellent. I can't speak enough about it.
Yeah, I know. Me personally, I've had several anxiety attacks over it. So
I know. One of us is talking the other one down constantly. I don't know what we're going to do if we both have an attack at the same time.
Oh man, we're just going to shut it down. Oh my goodness. But that is awesome. Speaking of countries, I missed a couple of our listeners from our last show. They had thrown in some countries they'd like that are their favorites in World Showcase. So if I may, can I throw those out there real quick?
Please do.
On Twitter, Greg Bait, BEIGHT G is his Twitter. Anyway, he says the United Kingdom. He loves the Guinness and the fish and chips. Mark Starr, 79. He's been on the show before. He says his favorite country has got to be Mexico, another Mexico out there. The interior takes you away even when it's sunny outside, and the ride is fantastic. And I agree with that.
Absolutely, wholeheartedly.
100%. And then just kind of a follow-up from our buddy Matt Hawley. If you remember, Matt was the one who absolutely positively picks his countries based on what he's going to eat.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that philosophy either.
Exactly. He says you guys should check out La Hacienda. It will totally change your opinion on food at the Mexico Pavilion. So I'm definitely going to do that.
Sign me up.
Because I've heard rave reviews of it. So there you go. I've got one shout out as well from our buddy, and I'm going to say this right this time, findmickeys.com. And I did say findmickeys.com. He says, just finished listening to episode 26, where I apologized up and down. He says, very good. The ending was great with Roz. Thanks for the mention again. So there you go. Again, check that website out. It's a pretty cool website. So
fantastic. And I had one thing here I'd like to just mention real quick, kind of along the same lines, if I may.
Please do.
Oh, thank you very much. I had a tweet here from Mouseword Bound. Actually, it was just generated to everybody, but I responded. It's a Disney rumor that a Tim Hortons coffee and bake shop might be coming to the Canadian Pavilion in Epcot.
Ooh.
And let me say, if that's true, Canada may crack my top 3 very easily. I love the Tim Hortons. Can I just tell you?
But I don't understand what kind of ride that could be. What kind of ride would it?
It's another place for good coffee, my friend.
Okay, well, that's all I care about.
That's all we need.
So it's the only way I make it through a Disney trip is good coffee, I got to tell you. Oh, my goodness. And speaking of Disney trips, so again, sometimes some of our shows are a wee bit self-serving. And this one in particular is for me because I'm planning this trip. We are within our 30-day window now. Oh. So as you know, Tim, all of the advanced dining reservations are gone. When you're about 30 days out, you're not getting in anywhere.
At least not where you want to go.
They're not where I want to go. No Ohanas for me. No. So what I would like to do, and I've put it out to some of our listeners on both on our Facebook page and Twitter, just asking what exactly do you do to get ready for a Walt Disney World trip?
Yes.
So that's kind of what the topic is going to be about today. And one of the first things I know we do, and you, Tim, are the one that got me involved in this, is whenever we think about going on a Walt Disney World trip, where's the first place you're going to go? You're going to go to mousesavers.com.
See what discounts you can get.
You turned me on to mousesavers.com, and it's become almost an addiction for me. Even when we're not planning a trip, I'm always going there because their website will put up any of the discounts that are coming up.
Yes,
and typically they're out there pretty quick. They're on top of it. It seems like so. That's one of the first places that we go when we're thinking, okay, we're going to go on a Walt Disney World trip. Let's find out what the deals are.
Right.
So,
and not just for like hotel rooms, also for rental cars. And
right.
And I think sometimes they have like airline specials on there. Also, anything revolving a vacation around Disney, they'll post potential discounts.
Absolutely. And even not necessarily the Disney resorts, but a lot of times they'll have like the Hilton at Downtown Disney and even some of the outside resorts. And vacation homes, some of those vacation homes they got. So, but before we get started on what we do, let's talk about some of the things that some of our listeners do. Again,
yes.
Our buddy Alan Norman Bates.
Hey, Alan.
He says, and we can all relate to this, I pretty much stare longingly at the calendar until it's time to leave. I know I do that. Absolutely. Mark Starr on Twitter says, I watch old home movies from when I was a kid. It's interesting how much Walt Disney World has changed over the years. So that's pretty, you know what? I never thought to do that. That's a great idea.
Oh, yeah.
Throw out your own old home movies. And I know you do this, Tim. Hang on to those Walt Disney World vacation planning videos.
Oh, that was going to be my next one.
Isn't that fun?
Yep, request the Disney. It's always exciting when it comes in the mail, too.
Oh, it's like Christmas.
I was going to say, it's almost like a holiday. And then save them, because I had a bunch laying around here. I have an old VHS. I think I had to buy that one for like $5. And I think it was brought to you by Delta. It's still a pretty good one.
Wow.
Yes.
How old are you? Oh my!
I'm older than I'd like to say.
older than we'd like to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a great idea. Go, just kind of get yourself excited. Think about the trip and look at those old videos. I love getting the vacation DVD, and I make my family sit down. Again, the brainwashing thing. I make my family sit down and watch them with me and go, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. So
they're usually good for one viewing, and by the time I break it out the fourth, fifth time, they're like, "Can we go yet?" I think you will sit and enjoy.
Well, you don't have to make them do it all in one sitting. You can spread that out.
It's a marathon. If they can do it with Phineas and Ferb on the Disney Channel, I can do it with the promotional DVD at home.
Oh, thank you. I felt like I was the only one. You know how many SpongeBobs I had to sit through? Oh my goodness. So, exactly. Vicky, kind of along the same vein there, she says, looking through resort photos, we usually stay at a different one each time, and we plan way with a bunch of A's in there in advance. So that's
yes.
That's what Vicky does, and that's we've done that too. We've gone through the photo albums, and then over on our Facebook page, we've got Glenn Janoski throws out the ADRs. I know you're a big ADR fan, Tim.
Well, make them as soon as you can. As soon as you know you're going, even if you think you're going, you want to just start setting up some of those. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, you're exactly right. Case in point, I can't get into Ohana, which is one that I really wanted to do this year, was get into Ohana. But
and Be Our Guest. Everyone's having trouble with that one now.
Yeah, Be Our Guest is ridiculous.
If you're not making that at exactly 180 days out, you're not getting in.
Right. You're exactly right. And 180 days in, early in the morning.
Exactly.
As soon as they open up, you better be ready to go. So. And then finally, we've got Matt Hayes on our Facebook says, well, when we book a resort room, this is a pretty good tip. When they book a resort room, they usually call back a couple of days before their arrival to see if they can upgrade or book a more desired resort for a little or no cost. And they're usually able to get an upgrade at no cost. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
And he goes on to say, also pass holders who visit so many times are also given a special PIN number, which gives them a tremendous resort discount.
Now, I've heard about these PIN codes, and I don't think I've ever gotten one.
I used to get the postcard in the mail all the time, but I haven't gotten one of those in years.
I wonder if they're still coming postcards or email. If anybody's getting them out there, let us know how you're getting them and how you think you got on the list.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I want to get back on that list.
I've never been on a list in my life.
You're on a list, mister.
I'm sure. Not a positive list.
So you're planning a Walt Disney World trip, and I know you are. You're planning at least a short stay coming up. What's the first thing you're going to do?
The first thing I have to do is usually look over our budget. And generally, you know how many days you're going in the park. Generally,
right.
And then so it kind of comes down to what resort you want to stay at. Our budget usually kind of reflects where we want to stay.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was going to say is where to stay, and that does the budget is everything when it comes to where you're going to stay. Because if you just don't have the money, you just don't have the money. Right.
And there's nothing wrong with the moderate or a value. If you can't go deluxe, absolutely nothing wrong with it. No,
absolutely not. And now with the new art of animation, I mean, my goodness, that thing is I would say that thing rivals pretty much any of the moderates. I haven't seen it personally. Yeah, me too. So,
but I know once you decide on your resort, you pretty much want to decide, what kind of room you want, what view, where you want the room to face. That's usually kind of a big deal. The location of the room. You want to lock all that stuff up as soon as you can.
That's right. And obviously, if money were no object, you can stay wherever you'd like, get the concierge with the great view. But not too many people can do that.
Right. There's usually a budget for everybody. At least for me.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Us too. I mean, and again, that goes back to checking for deals, looking at all of the different places you can look for deals for a trip. So all right. So you're going to go. You've figured out where you're going to stay, how much you're going to spend. Then of course, the 180 days out, you want to start planning on any ADRs that you're going to, which for everybody that doesn't know, that's advanced dining reservations.
And you want to start researching that before your 180 days. When you hit 180 days, you have your game plan plotted out.
Absolutely, because it books up just crazy anymore, crazy.
You at least want to get one of your some of your top choices in if you can. It's always great to have a couple backups when you're there, either on the phone or on the app making the reservation.
Right. And then it goes to also. So now you've decided: are you going to go through a travel agent, or are you going to go? You're going to go your own. You're going to go your own route. You're going to do it yourself. Have you ever used a Disney travel agent for a Walt Disney World trip?
We've only used a Disney travel agent for a cruise.
Okay.
Now, I would think if, like us, we're on top of discounts when they come out. We're checking Mouse Savers all the time. We're catching, there's a new code out. There's a new deal out, free dining or whatever. But, for friends of ours, I usually recommend, if you can, go with the Disney special travel agent. Whatever your favorite one is, because they're already looking for discounts for you. There'd be nothing worse than realizing, hey, there was a discount out, and then when you finally get around to, you find out about it, you call about it, the discount isn't available for the room you wanted.
Absolutely. And that ties into going to Walt Disney World is truly like storming the castle. You better have all of your ducks in a row in order to have the magical time that everybody anticipates having when they go.
You don't want the pressure of organizing it while you're there.
No, and it's too late at that point.
Yes.
in a lot of respects, because again, the dining is going to be all booked up. You're not going to be able to do that. So if you're not as familiar with the Disney geeks like we are, who do it every year, you really do want to consider a Disney travel agent to, especially like you said, the Disney specialist, those that just specialize in Disney trips. I know that we have talked to a travel agent, and I'm not going to say who that was, about a Disney cruise. And as we were sitting there, I'm thinking, I know more about this Disney cruise than this person does, because it was a general travel agency. It was not a Disney specific travel agency. So that's always something to consider.
Right.
So, and you've used one of them that was online, correct?
We did. Everything went perfect. They answered our questions, every step of the way, made it very easy. I would not hesitate. Use the better, known ones though.
Right.
Don't use like Frank's. I don't know. Is there a Frank out there? I don't know. A Ted? I don't know.
Oh, you just upset Frank.
I'm sorry, Frank.
Wow.
No, Frank might be all right. But you know what I'm saying. Use a well-established, well-known agency. You should be all right.
Absolutely, yeah. You don't want to risk the thousands and thousands of dollars that you're going to spend on a trip and have something go wrong. So, now what about renting the DVC points?
I would give it a try. We've not done it yet. I've heard good things from a lot of people that have done it. We borrowed points from family members at one point, and it went fine. The only thing you got to remember is you don't get the the maid service every day with the DVC.
That's right.
Now you can pay extra for it, but I think you get like clean towels every 3 days? I think
something. Yeah, I think it is around every 3 days you get clean linens. But that's something that you got to think about. If you're one of those people that really wants everything clean every day, that's not happening at DVC.
Yeah, if you want to come home to your bed's made, you're back to your room with your bed's made and everything freshened up and maybe towel animals, that's not going to happen there.
Right.
But at the same time, if you do work things out, you're probably going to be saving a decent amount of money.
Right. You're definitely able to upgrade from maybe what you would maybe going from a moderate to a deluxe DVC. The only problem, or actually I shouldn't say problem, but the other thing you got to think about is the size of your party. You're not staying at one room at Pop Century if you got six people going.
No, you're not.
So now the DVC Disney Vacation Club points are actually a little bit more desirous.
Yes,
desirable.
I was impressed with desirous, by the way. I was going to let it
go. Don't let it go.
But that's a good point because you have your 1-bedroom option, your 2-bedroom options, and I've heard great things about Kidani Village as well.
I have heard fantastic things about that, and actually from our buddy Sean Woosley, who just stayed there and said it was fantastic. He loved it. So, and I know Safari Mike as well has stayed there and has raved about that. So, I'm going to take a stroll over there. We're staying at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, so I'm definitely going to go check that out, and I'll have a report back for you. So
take lots of pictures.
Absolutely. So, okay. So you've decided to go. You've got your dining reservations. You've got your DVC or your where you're staying. You figured out how much you can spend. How do you go about saving some money? Because we're in that process now. See, this is a long drawn out process, and we are now in the money saving process. And you turned me on to this idea because we have a local grocer here that gives discount on gasoline.
Oh, yes. This is a great tip.
Go ahead.
You made it say
gave it to me. Oh, please do, because this is brilliant.
Oh, okay. Well, our local grocery chain, actually it's a large chain. I think it's all throughout the Northeast or Midwest, something like that, will sell Disney gift cards. And then they have this Fuel Perks program, which gives you a discount on gas depending on how much you buy in gift cards. So generally, most of the time, it's, you buy a $50 gift card, you get 10 cents off per gallon of gas. Now, every once in a while, maybe 2-3 times a year, they double that to 20 cents per gallon of gas.
For $50 spent, right?
Correct, for every $50 you spend. So we try to, we'll save up our money, cash-wise, and then when those deals come out, we'll buy, however many gift cards we need, whether it's, it's Disney, so it could be $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, whatever it is. And what we'll do is we'll put that on a credit card where we get bonus points for something, and then use the cash and pay that off. So we're getting, tons of money back in these fuel perks, and then we're also getting points on our credit card, and we're paying with everything with cash, so we have no interest payments to make.
You, sir, are brilliant.
Oh. And let's thank my wife too.
That when you told me about
she's the brilliant
fuel perks, oh my gosh, you're both brilliant.
But when we paid for this cruise coming up, we did not have to pay for gas at all, out of pocket for a month.
For a month?
A month.
Oh,
between the van and the car, we were all taken care of.
And you've got a hefty drive to work, so
I know
it's not like you're just you're only buying 30 gallons of gas a month either. So
no,
that and that is the process that we are in right now. What we did was, as you said, we took, and in this case, we took a Disney Visa card that we have that gives you points toward. Disney dollar points kind of thing. And what we used to do was we used to put everything on that. And what we would do is we would use that card as though it was cash. You got to be careful of that because when you do that, you tend to overspend. And so you got to be kind of careful. But we would put our utility bills on it. We would put, gasoline, groceries, every month paying it off. Like you said, no interest rate or no interest when you're paying everything off. So we would pay that off. And at one point, one year, we stayed at Pop Century for an entire week for free.
Oh, that's awesome.
Did not cost us a thing. Now, when we did that, we had the points on the Disney card. Then you add to that the discount that we were getting. And when we went in, I said, okay, I want to use this because they'll put the points as cash value on another little separate card, a rewards card. And I gave the rewards card to the lady at the desk, and she said, all right, you're good to go. So the entire trip, just through spending throughout the year and using that card, was virtually free, other than, of course, the tickets. But so that's a great way to do it. Look at your discounts as far as any type of credit card that is out there or a rewards card of some sort, because it will add up. It'll add up real quick.
Yes, you, sir, are brilliant as well.
Well, I didn't think of the gas. I would have loved to have had free gas now, but I'm working on that this time, I got to tell you. So I think I paid, because we paid a portion of our trip so far using that strategy, and I think I paid about $1.40 for per gallon of gas.
That's nice
for 30 gallons. So yeah, when it's up around $3.70 a gallon, $1.40 is awfully nice.
Yes.
So okay, so you're saving some money in that way, and how you getting there?
Normally we We drive. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, usually airfare is, paying airfare for 4 people, and airfare is not as cheap as it once was.
No.
So, usually past couple times we've driven straight down, no stops.
Right.
But even if you had to, maybe stop one night, one cost of a hotel room and, a couple lunches, it's going to be a lot cheaper than flying.
Absolutely. Yeah. We do the same thing. We're drivers. We don't fly. The couple of times that we did fly, I know my son was very disappointed because he couldn't bring home as many souvenirs.
No, that's true. And now you have to watch what you're packing, because if your bag goes over whatever it is, 40 or 50 pounds, that's another huge fee on top of that.
Another fee, and then if it's some sort of liquid thing, it may not get on the plane at all. So
it's almost too much of a hassle to fly if you can actually drive it,
Right. If you're within a day or two drive, I think it's worth driving. And I know that the gas is expensive, and then you tack on a hotel room, and a lot of people don't have as much time to drive and spend that kind of time. But we sure like it, and we tend to drive overnight. I'm used to being up at all hours of the evening anyway, so we'll do an overnight drive, and by the time we get there, we're having lunch at Mara, and the kids are going swimming. So I'm passed out in the room, but they're having a good time because they slept the whole way down.
Very nice. For some reason, the drive back's a lot longer than the drive down. I'm not sure why that would be.
I think maybe because work is waiting for us.
Yeah.
But that's all I've got. The key points that I wanted to hit on there for everybody are the ones that you said. The saving of the money and looking for different ways to try and save up throughout the year, like we did with the Disney Visa card, like you do with the gas points. There are ways to make your trip not as expensive.
Yeah, don't be afraid to get creative.
And another thing that you can do that a lot of people don't think about doing, and is you can make payments toward your trip, and you book a trip and then you're 8 months out by the end of the trip, because right now they've got that deal going on. You save up to 30% on your room, or you get the free Disney dining. Well, that's not till September, so you've got 6 months there where every month you can put a couple $100 if you can toward it, so that when you do get there, it's not as expensive. Because I didn't do that all the years we went. I just sat there and gave him the credit card, and then suffered the next year trying to pay it off. So, but I think we will have a lot more to talk about in this. On this topic. If you guys got any suggestions for us on how you plan for your Disney trip, money saving or otherwise, drop us a line.
Yeah, send it in.
You guys know where to find us.
Yep, like Bob said, this is not a one and done topic.
No. So that's all I got, Tim.
All right, that's all I got here as well. I think we'll start to sign off. You can find me on Twitter at ResortLoop.Tim. You can find us on the website, ResortLoop.com.
And don't forget Facebook /ResortLoop. And I'm ResortLoop Bob on Twitter. And just to give you a heads up, I am working diligently on a YouTube channel for us.
Get out.
I'm out.
Oh.
I'm working on it. It's not ready yet, but I'm working on it. So
we don't even understand this technology.
I know. I'd like to share a little bit of the trip coming up here with all our listeners. So
yeah, that'll be fun.
Stay tuned for the YouTube channel. So.
That's right. Stay tuned. More to come.
All right. That's all I got, Tim.
All right. Well, let's sign it out for ResortLoop.com, your gateway to the magic. I'm Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar. See you, everybody.